Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we will be discussing a series of ideas on how to start a group home. So, you're looking to start a group home. This is the place to start. I am going to give you a step-by-step 12-step guide on how to open a group home for the mentally challenged. A group home is generally a building or location that provides around-the-hour non-medical care in a structured environment. So it basically helps people that are mentally or physically disabled, as well as those dealing with substance abuse, or as those that are incapable of caring for themselves, such as children and others. So the Fair Housing Act and Americans with Disabilities Act basically gives sole proprietorship as well as LLC, limited corporation, the opportunity to be able to open up your home and to be able to give the assistance for people that need this specialized individual care. Okay, so you've made up your mind and you've decided that you want to go ahead and start a group home. What is the very first step that you should take? That is a very good question. I'm going to answer that. The very first thing you should do if you want to start a group home is to decide on the type of group home that you want. So before you open up a group home, you have to first decide on the kind of home that you want to open. Decide if you want to set up an elderly group home, a group home for individuals suffering from autism, Down syndrome, as well as other severe developmental conditions. So the group home is basically an assisted living facility that offers elderly residents and or mentally challenged residents meals, cleaning services, as well as around the care residential care and health assistance. You assist the group home, the individual resident of the group home with their daily activities such as bathing, dressing, um, shopping, etc. It is imperative within the group home, once you decide on the type of group home that you want, that you have qualified, trained individuals working within the home that can help people that are dealing with extremely painful disabilities to be able to deal with the challenges that they deal with on a day-to-day basis, dealing with the potential outbursts as well as the other mental strains that come along with having um, mental challenges. The very next step, step number two, is to determine what is actually obtainable in the local competitive field. So, whenever you're looking to open up a group home in your community, you need to check out what is actually um, achievable in your local competitive market. So, it's imperative that you take the opportunity to check out some of the other group homes in your area to get an idea of what they're doing to run their group homes. So you need to be aware of one, the market needs. Two, you need to also be able to differentiate your particular group home from the rest. So in order to do this, you should conduct a needs assessment of your local area. Look in your local area and be able to decipher exactly what is needed in your particular area that's not already being addressed by another home. So, how many other similar homes exist in your area? What will be your overall occupancy level? And is there a need for more? You can provide a group home setting that will distinguish you from the pack. So you should contact the government agencies that oversee group homes in your area by jurisdiction, and if there's a need for another group home, what type is most in demand at the moment. can also contact your local service organizations, hospitals, probation offices, and such for insights into what type of group homes are needed in your area. Step number three, find out and meet the requirements. To be successful in setting up your group home, you may need to find out the requirements and meet them. Every state is different and group home requirements vary depending on the type of group home you plan to serve. Let's say, for instance, that you want to open up an elderly group home, then you should seek the licensing specifics from your state's Department of Aging and Disability Services. A group home for individuals suffering from autism, Down syndrome, as well as other severe mentally development conditions, is licensed through the State Department of Developmental Services. Visit the correct state entity to obtain the proper licensing requirements. This is extremely critical step. Step number four. Please do not overlook this step. It is a critical step. Step number four. Step number four is to create a business plan. Whether you're starting a group home, grocery store, or garden service, it is always a good idea to draw up a detailed business plan that outlines the goals, needs, opportunities, and obstacles for your new enterprise. A well-constructed business plan will serve as your group home's guidebook as it gets off the ground, or may even convince you to change your plans. A business plan is most used as a sales pitch for your potential investors. It basically serves the overall goal of being able to secure financial support as needed. So you basically want to write down your own group home business plan, and these are some of the most critical things that you should include in your plan: title page and table of contents, executive summary, where you basically summarize the overall aim of your business, as well as the market, products and services, where you basically describe in detail your products and services, marketing plan, operational plan. The operational plan basically will outline how your business will be operated on a day-to-day basis, management and organization, in which you describe the structure of your organization and the philosophy that governs it. Financial plan, in which you illustrate your working model and finances, as well as your needs from investors. Step number five, consider what you can afford. As with any other small business startup, it is critical that you, it is a critical investment for you to get your group home started. You will make sure, you will have to ensure that you have enough money to be able to fund all the necessary funds necessary to get it started. Your business plan, as well as an accurate assessment of your personal finances, will be a starting point for you to be able to decipher your specific financing needs. Along with guidance for your business plan, the U.S. Small Business Administration also offers a wealth of information on the process, as well as the starting point, the process, as well as expectations for being able to get a small business loan from your financial institution. Inquire with your local state agencies responsible for overseeing group homes in your jurisdiction to see if you qualify for a grant or a low interest loan available. You can get creative as you're looking for the funding for your group home. It can range from crowdfunding to renting out part of your residence. You can also look to friends and family that can also be able to possibly give you some financial needs to be able to get your business started off the ground. Step number six, establish a business entity. This is of utter importance and extremely critical. So, to make sure that you meet all the legal requirements, it is imperative that your group home needs to be registered. You need to register your business as a legal business in your state of residence via the Secretary of State's website. Pay any registration fees necessary, as well as obtain a federal employee identification number from the IRS. You will then be able to apply for the license as a legitimate business entity. Look into commercial insurance policies that include a general liability policy, workers' compensation, as well as professional liability insurance. These all need to be in place until you open your doors, but it is wise to get the process started right away. Step number 7, write an operations manual. An operations manual is extremely important and extremely imperative. It is critical that it is critical that you have an operations manual. It basically is an addition to your already existing business plan. It's going to go into detail the daily core processes that include intake of new residents, daily schedules, administration, as well as historic documentation. Safety, first aid, and emergency procedures are also included in this manual. Step number 8, identify relevant federal, state, as well as local regulations. Know the requirements for health and food inspectors, as well as have the marshal certification in your state. What are the first aid and CPR training requirements for your employees? Where is everything located? What kind of business permits do you need? And all of this information are extremely relevant for you to identify as well as to obtain all needed requirements. Contacting your local county Department of Health, Human Services, or Social Services, or whatever unit most likely deals with the operation of group homes in your area is extremely critical. So make sure that you have all the necessary state and federal requirements as mandated. Step number 9, research the licensing process in your location. Now is the time for you to start considering your licenses. It is difficult to be anything but general. Every state has its own specific licensing procedures for starting as well as operating a group home. You will need to be proactive in ensuring that you complete all the necessary steps. Group homes for children are usually licensed by the State Department of Social Services, and usually the Department of Health provides information for group homes. So agencies for healthcare administration, as well as the Department of Children and Family Services, should be able to provide the necessary information for you to go ahead and have the proper licensing in place. Number 10, apply for nonprofit status as well as obtain insurance. Now you can go ahead and apply as a nonprofit and have it insured. Depending upon your location, one or both of these may not be considered necessary, but they are essential steps. Take every opportunity to protect the time, effort, and money you are investing in your group home. Unfortunately, but not surprisingly, establishing nonprofit status in the U.S. is not a quick and easy process. You will need to create a corporate entity by filing articles of incorporation with your state, then begin working on the listing Form 1023 provided by the IRS. Then, if approved, you should go back to your state level to ensure your exemption from state taxation. You may find it beneficial to hire an attorney well versed in the process. Check to determine whether your state requires insurance coverage for your group home, but make sure you obtain the sufficient insurance covering liability, fire, theft, as well as other similar necessary amendments. Step number 11, complete the application process. Now that you have completed all the legal entities as well as your comprehensive business plan with the operations manual, the next step is to complete the appropriate state application process. The application requires background checks, fingerprinting, drug screening for you as well as your staff. Include pertinent education, experience, as well as credentials that relate to your group health. As part of the process, on-site inspections are made by the licensing body to ensure the facility meets all health and safety code requirements. Provide any additional documents requested by the licensing board, as well as pay any registration fees. In Texas, the licensing fee for an elderly group home is $1,750 for the initial registration. Step number 12, hire your staff. You cannot run a group home without some help, and for that reason, you will need to make sure that you have well trained staff. Hopefully, you have already prepared yourself for the process of hiring employees, and now you can focus on finding the right people to fill all the positions. Hiring employees is half the battle. The rest is science as well as all the necessary steps that you can take to improve the odds of making sure the people that you hire are the right fit for your specific group home. Finding people with experience working in group setting is great, of course, but don't automatically exclude everyone without experience. Consider educational backgrounds and training, as well as temperament and personality traits. Working in a group home setting requires lots of patience, perseverance, compassion, as well as the right kind of person with the right kind of attitude to succeed. Interview questions should center around, can you provide an example of a problem that you successfully solved? You may also offer insights into a potential employee's ambition, ingenuity, as well as their work ethic. Keep in mind that such questions are common and that the interview may have prepared stock answers already. In addition, make sure in addition, make sure that you are able to answer any problem-solving hypotheticals that are unique to the business plan. Anytime you're working in any type of group home, it is imperative that you are able to embrace different cultures as well as different backgrounds. You're dealing with people and you need to be able to be compassionate to their specific needs. Making sure that you acquire all the necessary application and license requirements and resources and references will give you an overall general idea of what licenses are required. So make sure you get in contact with your state as well as local government to find out the specific requirements you need to meet before starting your home. These are all the necessary steps